And hello everybody, Kryptonites here with another daily video for you using Apex Trader. It's been another interesting day, if I do say so myself. I want to give a congratulations to the Apex Trader team for a successful upgrade launch. I think things went pretty smoothly, and I hope you guys are all enjoying the latest version, 0.10. From what I've seen, everyone's been really enjoying the lookout and some of the new features, so that's very cool. Alright, so if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Feel free to comment about anything that I go over in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to answer it, and if I can't answer it, then I will get someone who can for you. And if you do like my videos, feel free to subscribe, and don't forget to ring my bell. And when I pop out one of these videos, I will make sure to ring yours. Also, just a reminder, I am not your financial advisor. I'm not here to give you financial advice. I'm just here to show you my successes, my loss, my mistakes, the things I've learned trading and with using Apex Trader. My views, opinions on the market, where I think personally from my own research that things will go, what my strategies are, and you guys can take it from there. Just make sure you are doing your own research. You are looking into things from multiple sources to inform your own opinions on things. So with that said, let's hop right into things. So we'll give CoinMarketCap a quick refresh here. And not too bad for a Sunday. We're at a Bitcoin dominance of 51.2%, so it has gone down over the past week. Volume was about 13 billion so far for the day, last 24 hours, and then the market cap's been up at 226 billion, so that's a little bit better than it has been. I just want to go in here and show you guys something just really quick, because I know some of you are wondering why the Alta trading so slow. So as you can see here, 51% in Bitcoin, 3.7 is in Bitcoin Cash, 1.5 is in Litecoin, 10% in Ripple. Ripple's been tearing through the market as of late, and then 6 of the others are under 1%. So really, out of all the coins that are being traded, there's really only 18.9% of that 13 billion for the past 24 hours that's been traded in the majority of the altcoins. So there's really not a lot of volume. There's really not a lot of money still in the majority of the market. As you can see, Bitcoin holds still the majority of it, with Ripple and Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin, taking a piece of the pie as well. So if you're curious on why there haven't been a lot of trades, or you're not seeing it, that's why. There's only, it's less than 19% going on up in there. So heading over to Binance, we'll go into the pairs real quick. So USDT has had a really good day, mostly in greens. BNB, it's a mixed bag. Same thing with Ethereum, but you have a lot of reds in Ethereum, but I think that's a lot to do with some of the price action in Bitcoin, as well as, we'll pull up a 4-hour chart here, but you can see there's been a lot of, you had some big movements earlier today in Ethereum as well, so that'll throw off the market a little bit. BTC pairs, for the most part, doing pretty good, majorities in the green, and then as you can see with Bitcoin, alright, looking at the 4-hour chart, for most of today, it's been a consolidation day. You've had, some ups and downs, but they've been a very small percentage, and it looks like, so far we're holding support at 6,700. As to where Bitcoin is going to go this week, I think that, over the next few days, we're definitely going to probably see some action in Bitcoin. I know I've been doom and gloom, Bitcoin's going to go down, be prepared. I'm still prepared for it. What's been surprising has been we have been seeing, throughout this week, levels of support. Even on this big drop here, we saw Bitcoin steadily make its way back up to recover any losses. So, it's been, I've been pleasantly surprised that we have seen buying support. I think part of it we haven't seen like huge jumps. Everything's been in steps and then consolidation. So here you can see steps, consolidation, steps, consolidation. I think that, personally, if we can continue to see upward movement for everything in steps with consolidation period, there's a very good possibility that we will find support at the levels. I still feel that, the bears in this case still hold the strength, and if we do see a sudden spike up, there's a very good possibility that there would be a reversal and going down even further. Again, just be prepared, folks. If you use an Apex Trader, make sure you're using that new option to sell to Tether. If there is a drop, it'll protect your funds. But I still wouldn't be surprised to see some serious price action over the next few days, and some serious push down to Bitcoin. Like I said, I've been surprised that we've been finding really strong levels of support. So there's a very good possibility we are starting to see a change. And, as long as that support is there at each level, by the end of the week, we could see 6,800 or 7,000. Like I said, it's all going to, I think, depend on the next couple days. Once trading starts on Monday, to see, the sentiment of the market and where things are going. Everyone I've talked to has been very surprised, excuse me, by Bitcoin's, support, and the fact that, I was expecting Saturday night when this candle hit, I was expecting to see, Bitcoin drop down to 6,200 or even 6,000, and it held. We did have this huge wick downward that did touch 6,100, but came back and then we went up. So I guess it's sort of just a waiting game and to see who's gonna come through over the next week. So with that said, we'll just jump in some news. I wanted to bring in some in a way good news. This is an article it goes into what needs to get done for mass adoption. This is an opinion article, but I did like it. I think that it did talk about both sides of the coin, but it gives a really clear idea going forward to see more adoption into dApps or distributed applications. How to see mass adoption of it. And it's a really good article. You guys should read it. It kind of gives you an insight to where cryptocurrency needs to go, and it's really, in my opinion, what we're going to see in the next step. If those of you who were not in diapers during the dot-com bubble, you can see correlation between the current cryptocurrency market and the dot-com era. First there was a lot of speculation. You saw a lot of money behind the speculation, and then came the actual applications, and then it was basically who had the best apps who got out there. For those of you who remember MySpace, and then Facebook came along and MySpace couldn't compete, and now where's MySpace? It's somewhere lost in cyberspace with like 100 users left on it or something. And I think that we're starting over the next couple of years, especially in 2019, that's going to be where we're going to start seeing. We're already seeing some blockchain companies producing apps. Tron already has a social media app out. Another one, if you guys use or know Kik, they have a coin out. It's called Ken, and it's already out in the Google store. It's in beta testing, and they have over 10 million users. So if they can pull off this app, they already have a base. So these are the types of things that I think investors and even you as a retail investor need to look at going forward in what you're going to invest in long term, and who's going to come out of the eventual bloodbath of the altcoins. Because don't think we're going to, in 3 years still see, almost 2,000 different altcoins and currencies out there. That number is going to drop significantly. It will be whoever can get out into the market fastest, whoever has the best apps, and who can get it adapted. So there you go. There's my thoughts on that. I'll leave the link to that article. It is really good, so take a look at it. Then on to Apex Trader. So before I go into how well I've done today, on my video yesterday, even though I had it right on paper, I for some reason didn't say it correctly, and I will put a notation in the previous video to see this. So my apologies for any confusion. So when you're setting up your Venom 5.0 trigger, you want to make sure first of all you're using the Venom 5.0 trigger. Buy and sell enabled, for under the buy strategy, you're using the bearish strat. There you go. And under the sell, buy and sell enabled, make sure you're using the bullish strat. Alright, so sorry about any confusion with that. Unfortunately it happens. I'm sure it won't be the first time I make a mistake and have to make another video to fix it. So but I think overall it's been a very, very solid strat. I want to let you guys know this is a very complicated strat. There's a lot of indicators to it, so it's not going to move as fast as even the last version of Venom or Bone Comma. This is a little bit of a safer strat, but it still, I think, moves very well. It's been performing, I think, admirably. So, you are going to have, when there's lulls in the market, you are going to see this not buy, but that's not a bad thing. It means you're not buying crap coins. It's going to, in the long run, prevent you from having as many bags. Excuse me. So, going into the performance area. So last night I ended with 35 wins, 0 losses with a 1.74% profit, which for 4 hours was a pretty good job. Today I had 59 wins so far with 8 losses, and I'm over 2% profit. That's not bad. I did get hit with one coin that was a pump and dump and didn't get bought on the stop loss, so that was a major hit. I think it was like -8% when it sold finally. So what, it happens. But I think even considering that, so far today it's about $7 worth of profit when you convert Bitcoin to USD, and 2%, and I still got another 3.5 hours left in the day. So there's a very good possibility. I could see 2.5%, maybe even 5%. We'll see. But I think that Viper did a really good job putting this together. It's a very solid strat. It is safe, but it's not ultra conservative either. It's like right in the middle of the road, and I think I would definitely recommend this strat. Especially if you're new and you're still learning. This will safeguard some of your money. So I think it's been a really good day with this strat. We'll see how it works out tomorrow when we hit volume, when the traders come in and actually hit their desks, whether it's at home or office somewhere, and we start to see things pick up. I think we'll also start to see this ramp up as well. But please keep in mind, folks, that you will see losses with any strat. There is no strat out there that is perfect. There is no strat out there that can take into account pump and dumps or just human nature. You know, sometimes people just, you know, news could come out and people dump it, or surprisingly it can go up. Who knows? But I think overall, if you're just talking about based on solid indicator numbers, you know, as an everyday thing, this is a good solid strat. So feel free to take a look at it. Feel free to look at my last video. I do go into depth on how to set it up, and then of course, you know, there is that mistake I made, which, you know, just go back a couple minutes and you'll see it. Now I did publish, now go in here real quick, my Bitcoin dump strategy. You can find it in the Strat Center. It's Crypto's Nightmare BTC Dump. I'll leave a link for it down below as well. And I'll also leave the link to Venom strategies as well down below. My cooldown on this is 30 minutes. The reason being is when Bitcoin does go down and go down quickly, you know, there are times where there's an immediate reversal, but a lot of times there isn't. And you want to give the altcoin some time to recover. I did adjust it to the Venom strategy, so it's at a 2% dump is when it will sell right into Tether, and then after the cooldown, if Bitcoin goes up 0.5% in a 15-minute window, then it will rebuy in the base and then turn the bot back on. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments or hit me up on Discord. Unless I'm sleeping, I usually am on it, whether on my phone or on my laptop. So just a couple of things going into with a new version of 1.10. There seemed to be confusion with the panic sell since I'm in the screen already. You don't have to have the panic sell on. Not this one. You can just have it sell right to Tether. So if you're confused about how that works when you're, you know, so in this case, when that 2% dump in a 15-minute window hits, then it will, this will automatically sell everything into Bitcoin, and then it will sell your Bitcoin directly into Tether. And as simple as that. You just need to have your sell enabled and your panic sell to Tether enabled. And that's it. There's, you know, nothing else you have to do. It's, you know, it's just really simple. It just skips that panic sell step, because normally, if you remember correctly, you have to panic sell first, and then you would have to go through to Binance and then manually sell your Bitcoin to get your Tether. And then this works the same way, just rebuys in the base and then buy enabled. And then once you get that 0.5% after your cooldown, you're good to go. So, you know, if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up or hit up any of the anybody over in Discord. The other thing I wanted to that seemed to be some confusion is, and we'll pull this out here, your triggers. So one of the things that was maybe wasn't clear in 0.09 was when you had triggers enabled, you would see buy and sell also enabled. And then if you wanted to turn off your bot, most people left the triggers on, but left buy and turned off buy. The problem with that was the triggers override your buy and sell settings. So to turn off the bot completely, you have to disable triggers and then disable the buying as well. So if you see this, that's okay, because your triggers are enabled and they're what run the buy and sell. But if you look up here, you will see everything's blue. So for example, if I disable my triggers and then disabled buying, right, you'll see it turn red. So hope that clears up any confusion. And last but not least, I just want to touch on your compound total allocation. I just want to remind you guys that for your panic trigger to work to sell the Tether, you need to have this button checked. The other important piece is under BTC total allocation, you need to make sure this amount right here is correct. Alright? If this is not what you actually have, then when you panic sell and you sell in the tether, you'll get an error because it's trying to sell that amount when you actually have X amount. So what I recommend is, let's say you have 0.05 Bitcoin in your account, put in 0.48. That way, it'll account for any deviations along the way, and you're ensured that the majority of your holdings is going to sell in the tether. 0.2 is like $15, not a big deal. So that's just my advice, but you have to make sure that this is your actual amount, not what you want. And then you have to make sure this is checked. So that's going to be the end of this video. I hope I was able to help clarify some things for you guys. If you do like the video, again, hit that likes button, that thumbs up button. Don't forget to leave any comments down below, and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell for those notifications. Happy trading, everyone. Good luck tomorrow, and we'll see you on the next video.